is, I don't know, what is today? Today's Thursday. My little one is 2 weeks old today. I just fed her. Postpartum is such a crazy roller coaster because you feel really good one day and then you feel crazy the next. Today I feel amazing. I am on, well actually the painkiller should be out of my system by now, but I have been taking ibuprofen still. I had my 2-week appointment today via telemedicine, which I didn't know how that was gonna go because they can't like look at me or look at my incision or anything. They asked all the questions, I asked all the questions, and everything was good. I can't tell if there's like a car somewhere. One thing that made me feel really good is she did tell me that it's completely normal to need ibuprofen at this time. I've been beating myself up and then literally had like an epiphany this morning, like, wait a second. They prescribed me narcotics and expected me to take narcotics for like 2 weeks straight. But yet I only took ibuprofen and here I'm like beating myself up like there's something wrong with me. She assured me that it's completely normal to need ibuprofen even at this time. Everyone's different. Everyone has different situations that would have happened during surgery. I would have had a lot of scar tissue, she said. She's like, you know, being that he was within 2 years, you would have had a lot of scar tissue that they would have needed to remove. The fact that it's kind of like concentrated on one side, she said a lot of second-time moms will complain about it being on one side because that's the side that they started on. And for some reason, I guess that makes a difference. So she said it's completely normal, the pain that I'm having, and to continue taking ibuprofen and to not feel bad about it, guilty about it. I am feeling so good today. The pain is there, but it's very, very minimal. I feel really good as far as breastfeeding is going. I was in a lot of pain last night, and that's the problem with postpartum. I was in so much pain last night. I don't know if it was like hormones, being tired, being in pain. It was like a mixture of everything. And the problem with it is that, especially with a C-section, you have something to recover from, like you have a surgery to recover from, and then you have a baby you need to take care of, and then you have pain in your breasts because breastfeeding is not easy. I suffer from something. I suffer from a vasospasm / blanching. Basically, it just means that the circulation to my breasts are messed up in between feeds. So that's why I experience more pain than probably the average woman. So it's just a lot harder for me. But it is something that I believe I'll outgrow, just like I did with my son. So I'm just kind of rolling with the punches and just kind of waiting for that day to happen. It caught me crying last night. I had a very emotional time last night. The pain that I experience like comes and goes. It doesn't stay all the time. So it's like I'll have a moment of relief and the relief makes me feel 800% normal. So then I'm like super duper happy and I'm like, yes, I feel relief, I feel good. And then all of a sudden the pain will come back and it's like, it's just postpartum. It's just the hormones that you're going through, and I feel like nighttime is a little bit harder for me. That's what's been like the recurring thing. So I want to make sure that because nighttime seems to be the time that I hurt the most, like right before bed, the whole shower time, dinner time, I want to make sure that I take medicine at that time because I've been stopping. I haven't been taking it at that time. She's nursing fantastic though, and even when I don't have pain medicine, I went today, I think it was like 13 hours without any pain medicine, and I really only took it to kind of avoid getting into pain. I probably didn't even need it. I went that long and just had no problem breastfeeding and wasn't in pain, and that was such a good feeling because like I said, I'm always in pain. He knows those pacifiers. I made a purchase today that I've been dying to make. I finally, you guys, bought a new MacBook. The stores are obviously closed, so I won't get it for a little bit, but I'm actually really hungry. That's the other thing that I'm failing at this time again. I failed at it with my son and I'm failing at it again. Like super duper hungry, and I'm just not eating. I'm definitely not eating enough, and I know I'm not drinking enough. All I want is something other than water. We had her 2-week appointment yesterday. She hit her birth weight, so she's allowed to sleep as long as she wants overnight. I knew that was something that my doctor, I don't know if everyone's pediatrician is okay with that, but my pediatrician I know with my son told us as long as he hit his birth weight at 2 weeks, after 2 weeks we could let him sleep through the night and just feed him whenever he woke up. And I've been like really hoping that that's what they would say this time around, and he did. He said, let her sleep overnight as long as possible, or whatever the stretch is, and as soon as she wakes up, of course, do feed her. So she sleeps 5 to 6 hour stretches. She always has. Even at the beginning, I kind of let her sleep, not as long. I think we would do 4 hour stretches the first 2 weeks, which is still over the recommended time, but I knew she was getting more than enough milk in the daytime. Just the way that she was sleeping all the time and always content, I knew she was getting enough milk, if not more milk than what was recommended. ended. So I felt comfortable allowing her to sleep the 4-hour stretches, which obviously was fine because she is gaining weight like crazy. So she is good to go. She now can sleep, and last night was the first night we were allowed to actually let her sleep. And so she did 5 and 6 hour stretches, which was so nice. My husband finally feels better. That's the other thing. I'm sure vaginal deliveries are the same thing, but like, I'm not allowed to pick up my toddler. I'm not allowed to do a lot of bending or cleaning or stuff like that. So he's really having to take over what I'm slacking on. He's the one changing my son all the time, getting my son, like he is strictly like the go-to for my son. I'm finally able to kind of put him on my lap starting today. I can like scoop him up and let him sit with me. I don't know if I'm allowed to carry him, but I do know I'm allowed to do that. He's been having to pick up my slack, and that really bugs me. And I've already learned and accepted that that's why it's taking me so long to heal. So I decided I was gonna throw on a robe today, stay in no pants, because I've been putting pants on every day and trying to like literally get ready since the day after I had my surgery, and that's just not okay. I needed time to rest. So I've just been resting. He's been taking her overnight as far as changing her diaper and soothing her with the pacifier. He's had that with her overnight, and then I strictly did feeds overnight. And that's pretty much what we did with my son too. It's helped me heal, and it's really helped me feel better, it being this way. So I felt really bad for him though, because the past 2 weeks he's the one who's been doing all of that, and I would rather maybe like alternate. So as soon as I heal up a little more, we'll probably alternate who's the one who like puts the pacifier in her mouth and tries to soothe her, because that's basically what we do first. If it's within like the 3-hour window, we'll just shove a pacifier in her mouth, and that's usually all she wants. But as a newborn, it falls out all the time. Like right now it fell out and now she's laying on it. But yeah, that's pretty much how our routine has been going. I feel really good. I feel a little bit tired right now because I need to eat something, but I feel really good. I've noticed my husband seems like really tired, but again, he's the one who pretty much has her overnight as far as, you know, anything other than feeding. But feeding, it takes a long time. So when I'm feeding, he's sleeping. So I feel like we're still kind of getting the same amount of sleep, because changing a diaper and putting a pacifier in her mouth takes less time than like a normal feed. I'm trying to give you guys as much info and catch you guys up as much as possible, because I'm super spotty on when I can like get on here and talk to you guys. Another thing, we ended up installing a new sink. We bought a new sink because when my parents were staying here, my sink, for whatever reason, you weren't able to like turn it. You know how like a lot of sinks have like two, I'm saying sink, but I meant faucet. You know how like you have 2 sides of your sink? Usually we're eventually gonna have just one sink, but usually there's 2 sides, and you can like turn your faucet one way or the other. Well, for whatever reason, our faucet never turned, and if we did want it to turn, then the hose that's like attached to the faucet wouldn't come out. So it was like we could have one or the other, and I would much rather the hose came out. That seemed like it made better sense. So we had it installed like that. Well, when my parents stayed, they're not used to it not moving, so they would like move it and like kind of force it. So because of that, it broke, and so we needed to get a new sink, which is fine because we wanted a new sink anyway, and it was just not a new sink, a new faucet. We wanted a new one anyway, so it was like a blessing in disguise. So we ended up getting a new one. It's beautiful. I love it. We are ordering more furniture. We're still waiting on patio furniture. We ordered it about a month or 2 ago. So we're still waiting on that. We got like not a sectional, we got like 2 chairs and a sofa, and then we're probably gonna order a new fire pit. My parents bought us one, but we kind of want like one that has a table to it. So we'll use the one that they bought us, of course, and we're gonna keep that one and maybe put it in a different spot, but we really want like a table one. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna order all new bedroom furniture. My husband, I think we're ordering the mattress today. One thing I'm gonna note really quick, if you guys are not following me on Like to Know It, definitely do, because I'm now utilizing it way more. I'm just kind of posting everything that is like really helping me out. Like if something I notice there's like a product that I'm really loving and it's helping me in whatever, I am now posting it over there. If there's like new jewelry pieces, new clothing pieces, anything, I'm posting over there. And it seems like, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm actually generating sales, and it's not so much for the money, it's that the fact that I'm generating sales shows that people are interested in what I have to show them and what I have to say. So I might as well keep that up. So I've been over there a ton, and I have started using lanolin for the breastfeeding experience, and it has transformed. I had it with my son, but I never finished it. I didn't like how thick it was when I was breastfeeding him, but I also never gave it enough time to really work. ever since day one, the first application, it has healed my nips. Like, it is the reason why my nipples healed so fast. So I am 100% for lanolin. Like I said, it was not working, I didn't think, with my son, but 100% lanolin, girl. So he's picking me up some of that. I think we ordered new, which I need to do a postpartum post as well, because we bought the Always Discreet for postpartum this time, but the Always, I think it's the Always Discreet Boutique or Always Something Boutique. I had those with my son and I literally wanted those all the time. Like, I would have been okay wearing those for the rest of my life. They were that comfortable. So this time we saw the Always Discreet and we're like, those are probably gonna be the exact same thing and they're cheaper. So we went with those and they're horrible. Like, with a C-section, do not recommend. Go with the Boutique. So he's picking those up for me as well, because the Discreet, terrible. And that should help me heal quicker as well, because I noticed that it holds me in a little bit better and it also doesn't rub my incision. Whereas the Discreet one, that does rub your incision. So if you're like on the fence and you're like, oh, the Discreet will be good enough, no, do not get them. They're not comfortable at all and they do hurt the incision. So don't get them. Get the Boutique ones. Tomorrow is her due date too. That's so crazy. It's so wild. I can't believe I have a 2-week-old, but it's been great. I'm feeling so much better. And also I have a new breast pump I'm really excited to share with you guys. I don't know when I'm going to share it on YouTube, but I'm going to share it like on Instagram like tomorrow. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys.
Baby, look at these.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Baby dress. It's so tight. Yeah, baby.
Baby.
No.